Hey, today's Minute with Mary, I'm going to be showing you how to create a flawless face using some of my favorite products, as well as creating a sunset eye look. I know that this was quite popular in the summer, but to be honest, some of my favorite sunsets happen in the fall and winter. And I am just really inspired by this really vibrant palette that I'm going to be using. So stay tuned. All of the products that I'm going to be using can be found on my website, minutewithmary.com. And if at any point you have questions about what color you should choose, what kind of products should go best with your skin tone, shoot me a message. This is what I do, and I love it. All right, so to start things off, I've already used our Glorious Touch Primer. Now, our Glorious Touch Primer is something that everyone needs to use, whatever foundation you're using, okay? It's what holds your makeup on, it fills in your fine lines and pores, and it really makes your face a perfect canvas. I'm trying to reach around and act like I have it because I already put it on my face, but I want to show you guys what it looks like for those of you who may be new. Or did I already put it on the floor? I did, because I already used it. So why did I already use it before the video, you might be asking? Because you want to use the Glorious Touch Primer a good 3 to 5 minutes before you apply your makeup. This allows time for it to sink into those pores, sink into those fine lines, and make sure that it kind of acts as like a little barrier so that your makeup can sit on the primer nicely. So the primer is going to last you for super long. It is like safe for 2 years. So no joke, this can last forever. So Glorious Touch Primer, it's a must-have. Any age, any type of skin type, you're gonna need yourself some primer. All right, let's start things off by working on my under eyes. So you can apply liquid concealer before or after liquid foundations, BB creams. But if you're going to use powder, you're going to want to definitely do it before, okay? So I'm going to be using our liquid foundation today, but sometimes I like to put some concealer on a little bit before and after. All right, so I'm going to be doing it under my eyes. Dun, dun, dun. Actually, should I be doing it? Actually, I'm gonna cover up some of my dark spots. Some of my dark spots right over here. Just gonna dab it on. Now remember, I already primed my face, and now I'm just taking this Skin Perfecting concealer, and if you have not tried this yet, if you have dark spots that you want to cover, if you want to cover dark under eye circles, anything like that, this is amazing. This Skin Perfecting concealer is shelf stable. Is that the right even term? It's safe to be had for a year, and I'm telling you, it's gonna last you a year. So what you do is you just do a little bit right under the eyes. I'm going to be going back in with concealer again later, but I just want to kind of start on just a couple of these spots because I want to have a real flawless look. So I'm using very little, and this is why I love this concealer, because a lot of people who use concealer, they worry that they're going to have cakey under eyes. Look at that already. I'm using my ring finger because it has very, very light touch. It has the least amount of pressure out of all of your fingers. And I'm just going to make it in almost like a triangular fashion right there. I'm going up because I do have a bit of discoloration, some purple right in there in my eye. Nice. And I bring it up to there. So I kind of highlight all in that triangle right there, and it brings my cheekbones forward. It really brightens up your face. So once again, this is the Skin Perfecting Concealer. Very little. You want to start with just a little. A little goes a long way. So this isn't like your average drugstore concealer where you're going to need a lot of it to see any difference. Very little. And my other suggestion is to use a blending bud, or some people call it like a blending sponge. This is going to help give you an even more flawless look. So what I do is I either wet it in water and then squeeze it out. I don't have water nearby, so I'm going to use rose water. You can do this as well. You can also take setting spray and just kind of get that inside the blending bud. The reason you want it wet is so that it doesn't soak up your product. And you just kind of dab, and this helps make sure that it blends into your skin beautifully without any bit of a cakey look. And I'm doing this especially because I am going to be doing another layer of it. But it just really helps make it seamless. Now before I put on my foundation, I am going to put on some eye primer. So there's face primer and there's eye primer, and I'm telling you, you're gonna want to have both, all right? So I told you I'm going to be doing that sunset eye look. eye primer, same thing with face primer. You're going to want to let them sit for a little while before you do anything. Our eye primer has more of like a nude colored base, and it really acts as an amazing canvas for your shadows to hold on to. So I'm just gonna put that on. You could also use face primer and a bit of concealer. That will also work. But our eye primer is even better than that. So if you only have face primer and concealer, that will do the job, but eye primer will take it to the next step. All right, so I just put on the under eye concealer just a little bit. It's time for the liquid foundation. I'm going to be using Mineral Touch Liquid Foundation in the color Organza with our Liquid Touch Mineral Foundation. You want to shake it because it's minerally based. Our products are naturally based. And shake it up. Squirt that squeeze drop, because remember, you've been shaking it. You didn't shake what was in that squeeze dropper. You are going to want to make sure that you're getting the right color, because now it's winter time. So maybe the color that you were for foundation for the summer was a little bit darker than what you're going to be for the fall and winter. So I would love to help color match you before you go and purchase any of these foundation products. Please shoot me a message. This is one of my favorite things to do, is help color match people. So I'm going to be taking one of my favorite brushes. This is the powder concealer brush. This is a must-have brush. It feels kitten soft. It is so soft. You can use it on your pressed powders, your blushes, your bronzers. The little end right here, the concealer side, you can use that. You can honestly even use this to use some of your eyeshadows. Multi-purpose brush. I'm all about saving you guys money, more bang for your buck. Any multi-purpose products, I'll make sure I let you know about, because quality brushes just take your whole makeup experience to a whole new level. When you have the right tools, you are more likely to achieve the looks that you want. Right, so I've been shaking this up. Now, you can put it, we also have an amazing liquid foundation brush. You can put them right on the brush. You could put them on your hand, or if you're not, you know, too, like, if you don't mind, you can actually just dab it right onto your face. Because why not, right? Let's take some steps out of the equation. Now, if you have a lot of fine lines, say on your forehead, you want to minimize the amount of foundation that you put on your fine lines. Even though you've put on primer, unless you are severely discolored and you're trying to cover it up, I always suggest doing less foundation on those fine line areas, just so that, you know, you don't have to worry as much. But most people have their discoloration in areas that are not highly wrinkled, and you have the fine lines, so that's the good thing. I do have my fair share of fine lines on my forehead, but what I love about our liquid foundation is it dries to a powder-like finish. So you really don't feel, and I'm even going to go over my eye. You know how I put the eye primer on? I'm now even going over my eye to kind of create a great base for my eye look that I'm going to be having. The powder-like finish is amazing because you don't feel like you have heavy makeup on. And it does have a very light, almost powder-like clean smell. Nothing overwhelming. I haven't heard any complaints about the smell. Everyone's like, wow, that's actually really nice, because a lot of makeup has this weird chemical smell to it. And another thing about our makeup, so I started using this makeup when I was pregnant. When I was pregnant, I became super sensitive about what kind of products I was putting on myself. Always remember to blend in your neck, in your ears. Our makeup is European Union, like, you can sell it in the European Union. Why don't we call them fine lines? There's nothing fine about them. Right, Terry? Seriously, why are they fine lines? They are not fine. The European Union is much more strict about what chemicals can be put inside beauty products, and with that rather than the United States. So we go by the European Union standards, just to show you. So there's a lot less crap. There's a lot of crap that goes into the stuff that you can just buy at drugstores and other stores. So be careful of what you put on and in your bodies, my friends. So there we go. I've got amazing, flawless coverage. It is, I'd say, like a medium coverage. You could still see some of my freckles. I like my freckles to show. It is buildable. So if you do want more coverage, you can just add another layer, because you feel like you have nothing on. It's not sticky, it's not tacky, you don't feel like you're wearing a mask like many makeups do. It's just lovely and light. So what I go doing now is I go back in with some of that concealer to brighten up under my eyes. So first I was working with the discoloration, those dark spots. Now I'm going to brighten under my under eyes. And once again, little goes a long way. Just little dots in a triangular shape under the eyes. And if you're worried about physical puffiness of your under eyes, I want you to check out our Instant Lifting Serum. So it's something that you put on your face after you wash your face in the morning, and it actually helps kind of shrink the puffiness of your under eyes, and there's fast term results, like it'll be happening within 3, 10 minutes, 60 minutes. Like as more time goes on, it helps tighten it up and make it look less noticeable, and it has long-term results as well. So that has been something that a lot of my clients have been raving about if you have physical under eye bags. But look at that. Look how beautiful that concealer. Boom. Amazing. So once again, this is the Skin Perfecting Concealer. It will last you a year. It really will last you a year. It is unbelievable. When you are getting concealer, I highly recommend you do, if you're brightening for under your eyes, 1 to 2 shades lighter than your foundation shade. If you're trying to match it, say you have redness, you have dark spots, acne, you're going to want to get the same shade as your foundation. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Taking that damp blending bud, and I'm just going to press. Now what this does is it creates a seamless transition between that concealer and my foundation. So nice. And I sometimes even bring it up on my eye. I'm really trying to create a nice even base. I have a lot of veins that show up actually in my eye, so I like to make sure that they're kind of covered when I do especially bold eye looks, because I want the shadows to pop, not my veins. I don't need that. I do not need that. I take what's ever left on my blending bud and I add that in the areas that I want highlighted a little bit. So sometimes I want kind of the center of my face to have a little bit more of a glow. And then I go in with our Behold setting powder. Setting powder, must have. Another must have, especially if you have under eye bags. It's translucent. Now if you have a darker skin tone, you can totally get this as well to do the same exact thing. Or if you'd like, you can get a lighter colored pressed powder. You could also do this if you didn't want to get the setting powder, you could do it with a lighter pressed powder as well. What I'm doing is I'm setting the concealer so that it helps really take away any extra look of those physical under eye bags. This really helps it so that it doesn't ever get cakey, nice and light. The setting powder is really light, which is why I prefer it to the pressed powder, but if you do have a lighter pressed powder shade, especially, you know, some people are still tan right now in September. If you have like your winter pressed powder, you could use that. Your winter shade, your a little bit lighter shade. And I just always like to brighten under the eyes in this triangular area. And I'm using just the concealer part of this brush. It's setting that concealer. Anywhere I put that concealer, I'm just going over. And I let that sit for a couple of minutes. And if you wanted more coverage, if you wanted to set your liquid foundation, I would recommend you go in with your pressed powder. It's just our Mineral Touch pressed powder. I absolutely love it. It's a great little compact. Comes with a sponge, comes with a mirror. This is what you put in your purse. This is what you take so you can check on your makeup, so you can, if you're sweaty a little bit, you can add a little something. You can use the sponge for more full coverage, or you can just use your powder brush to go over. And this is, you know, is this a necessary step? No, this is not. This is when you really want to have everything up a notch. If you want fuller coverage, or if you think you're going to be going somewhere where you might be sweaty. So today in Rhode Island, it is incredibly humid, and I want to make sure that this makeup is 100% set. I am going to be using setting spray. That's another option that you can do. And if you just want fuller coverage. I want fuller coverage because someone's been pointing out my age spots recently. It's not my husband, but someone has been like, oh, you're getting more age spots. And I'm like, crap. Don't point it out, but yes, I am. Oh well, that's life, right? So there you go. Setting your liquid foundation is really, really great. It helps make sure that it stays on even longer. You could do that with setting powder or with your pressed powder. Now I'm just going to go and make sure that it's blended with that setting powder. Go on those eyes. And that looks great. That looks great. I am pretty happy with it. Gonna add in a little bit of bronzer. You guys know I love my bronzer. I'm using our Beachfront bronzer in the color Sunset. This is the lightest shade. Half of it is a bit more metallic-y, got a little bit more of a like luminizing properties to it, and the other half is a bit darker. So I'm going to use the darker portion to contour. I'm going from my hairline. You can feel where your jaw actually caves in, and I'm just kind of drawing that line right there. I only go to about my eye. I don't suck and do all under here. That will give you 5 o'clock shadow. You don't need to contour your whole face. You just need to contour a little bit. And what contouring does is it just adds those shadows back into your face. It helps slim down your face. It helps give your face a bit more definition and makes your face look a little more interesting. Gives a bit more of those angles. But especially for any of you, myself included, who wants to look like you've lost a good 5 pounds, contouring will help you. So you can see I'm kind of slimming down my face a little bit here. You always go around your hairline and blend it in. You could basically, you're making like a 3 or an E on your face. Don't go above your chin, go below your chin, okay? Once again, you do not want to be going around here because then you're just going to look like you have a beard. Nobody wants a beard, okay? No, thank you. Nope, nope, nope. And I'm actually going down the side of my neck. It's another trick. You could also do like your décolletage. You could do your collarbone, add a little bit of definition. So as you move into the holiday season, you're going to be getting those parties and you'll be having those dresses that show a little bit more of this. You can actually go around your collarbone to make that look a little bit more popping. Slim you down just with makeup. Makeup can do so much. With your nose, you can contour your nose. I would generally recommend that you use a thinner brush. I'm just squeezing my brush together so that it's a bit thinner. You go from your eyebrow and down a little on the inside of your nose. If you're trying to slim your nose down, you actually want to make that shadow look like it's thinner than what it really is. And if you want your nose to look like it's not as big, you make a shadow a little above where it begins, or where it ends. It's all about the shadows. All about them shadows, my friends. So I'm going to go back in just with that brush that I've been using. You've been seeing me use it all day already. And I'm just going to blend in what I used for that bronzer. Just to blend a little bit so that there aren't any harsh lines. Using that same brush that I just used for the bronzer, I'm going to use a little bit of blush. Now the blush I'm using today is part of our September Kudos. It is a limited edition color, so I don't know how long it's going to stay around, but it is a light buildable blush. It's in the color Serene, so there's either a dark one or a light one. It has a bit of a, once again, a luminizer-like quality to it. So rather than having to also put on a luminizer, you can just do your blush. Now this is a beautiful light color, especially for those of you who are super fair like myself. I love this shade. Once again, it's called Serene. It's part of the September Kudos. The September Kudos is a blush, a liquid dip and draw eyeliner, and a metallic liquid lipstick. It all comes together in a great set. Look at that, just so pretty. So apples of your cheeks and up. Don't go below your bronzer, and don't go inside your smile lines, or else you look like you got a rash. Ooh, nobody needs that. So there's the blush. See, just nice and light and simple. Looking good, feeling good, right? It is time for the brows. This is my quick go-to foolproof brow. It is our brow liner. It has a spoolie on one end, like a little brush to brush through your brows, and then the product itself is kind of like you spin it up and it's like a little fine pencil. It stays on nicely. What you want to do when you do your brows is brush through your brows. You always do your brows after you've done your foundations, or else you're just going to mess it up. You're just going to put foundation in your brow. You don't want to do that. But I do recommend that people do their brows. Now, it doesn't need to be crazy. You can already see I have very thick natural brows. They are starting to go gray over here and thin out over here. Your brows are one of the first places that you show aging. The brow hairs will thin out. They will go gray. So if you want to look a little bit younger, start to do your brows. My trick is to create short hair-like strokes, and I just follow the natural outline and feel of my brows. You can add some more definition if you like, to kind of thicken it up if you feel like they're very thin, but really doing just short strokes that mimic hair. That is the trick. That is the trick. The other trick that I think all too many people forget is you need to brush through the product after you've done it, because this makes it look natural. Okay? So you don't look like you have brush strokes. So you don't look like you have makeup in your eyebrows. You brush it through. So if you don't have a spoolie, get yourself one. Get yourself a spoolie. See just that little bit of a difference? And what this does is it helps make your eyes pop a little bit. I really recommend it for women who wear glasses to really do your eyebrows. It also, if you're doing a more bold eye look, it helps balance it out. It frames your face a little bit. It helps frame your face. So this, once again, is just the brow liner. Very easy to use, foolproof, and I'm just following my natural shape on my brows. Hi, Donna. And brushing through to make sure that it looks seamless. Now, if you have questions about what kind of brow products would work best for you, shoot me a message. There are 3 different shades in the brow products. There's light, medium, dark. I use the dark shade because I have very dark eyebrows. Okay, so the brows are done. The face is, for the most part, done. I would use setting spray if this was it. If this was done, I would take my setting spray right now, shake it up, spray it, and I will look like this all day, all night. But I do want to do my eyes. So, normally I do my eyes before I do my face. You guys have watched me, you know this, but I felt like mixing it up. Today to do my flawless face first. Sometimes I feel funny when I come on and I do my eyes and my face looks like a little bit of a mess. But that's life, right? Okay, so I am working with palette number 5. We have 5 different eyeshadow palettes. They are amazing. All of the colors work well together. This one we like to call the unicorn palette, and you can see why. Just stunning shades, and you can actually create really toned down looks with this palette, believe it or not. They're just beautiful colors for all different eye colors. So do not be afraid. Do not be afraid of palette 5. So the first thing I'm going to do is add a transition color, just to add something that everything can kind of blend into. And I'm actually going to use, I'm just going to use a little bit of Victorious. So normally I do a much lighter color for my transition color, but I'm going a little wild with palette 5. Using our new blending brush. If you don't have a blending brush, you have to get yourself a good tool. What I'm going to do, remember I already used eye primer. I'm just going to lightly, and by lightly I mean even holding it at the end of the brush, do little circles in and around the crease area of my eye. So a transition shade is great to do first. You always want to do a more light color, and if you're using a bolder color like I am for your transition shade, making it appear light by holding it at the end of a nice big fluffy blending brush, swish and flick, will help achieve that transition look. So what the heck is a transition color? What is this crazy girl Mary talking about? All right, so when you have multiple colors on your eye, you want to have them blend nicely together. You don't want them to be like yellow and purple. You want them to look like they kind of know what they're doing. And a transition color acts as like the peacemaker, helps everybody blend and get along well together. So you can even kind of see I'm actually putting it now more even on my lid, but I've got it in and above my crease, and I'm bringing it on down a little bit. Keeping a lot of the color more saturated on the outer side, since the inner side I am going to be doing more gold, but that's my transition shade. Even just by itself is pretty, right? Gonna do the same thing once again. The color Victorious, it's this really pretty purple color, purpley pink color. Very little product on this. I even just tapped it. Back into that crease on the other eye, doing little circles. So when you do a circle versus a windshield wiper, the circle keeps it more pigmented. So I want it more pigmented. I want those colors stronger on the outer half of my eye, because as I said, on the inner part, I'm going to be doing a little bit more of the gold. And then you can kind of windshield wiper to blend. Remember, I'm using this right now just as my transition color, So when you're doing a transition color, it's okay to be a little messy because you're using a blending brush and you're using a soft hand, right? It's supposed to be fluffy and light like a cloud. Like you can't really tell where it begins or where it ends. Look at that. Boom. And as I said, transition colors, even just by themselves, should look nice. This one looks a little darker. Time to fix that. Yep, it did. It looked a little darker. Easy fix. And that's why you always want to start off a little bit lighter. You can always go darker. It's harder to dial back. So use a light hand when you're starting off, my friends. Light hands. And just little circles, blending it around. This is super important. If you have a good transition, your eye is going to look good. I promise you. You have a good transition, your eye will look good. If you feel like, yeah, I could walk out the door even like this, with this kind of eyeshadow, you're going to be set. Because it's already successful. Already successful. So I'm trying to blend this out a little bit. I think it's a little bit darker. So what I'm doing is I'm windshield wipering, and that helps blend it out. Whoop. There we go. Nice. You ready? You ready to get wild? I am. I am. I'm gonna use, what should I do first? Should I stick with it? Yes, I'm going to. So I'm gonna go with same color, Victorious. I'm gonna be putting it on the middle, that's the middle of my eyelid. Doing this with our Deluxe brush. It's a nice big brush. Just gonna scoop up some of that beautiful product and watch how I apply it now. Wiggle, press, wiggle, press, wiggle, press. So it's on my eye, it almost looks a little bit more on the pink side with the purple hue. And now I'm just pressing. So I'm pressing this into my eye. Remember, I had eye primer on. Eye primer is going to set you up for so much success. Ready for you to get wild. You know, Terry, some of these colors, so I'm doing a more bold look, but as I said, these colors, if you use a light touch, and you really focus on the blending, these colors can look gorgeous on any eye, any age. It's just really, really pretty. So see how I've just done it right? It's almost like a triangle shape what I'm doing. Whoa, about to drop things. Sorry about that. Sorry about that. Now you get to see my basement. The wonderful land of the Larson family. The studio basement. There we go. So you can see it's got a little bit of a metallic shine to it. They always look great. Thank you, Terry. Thank you. I recreate the successful ones. There are some unsuccessful ones for sure. Now I'm going to go in and do that on my other eye, pressing and wiggling. I'm not smudging it all over the place because I really want this product to stay put, to be right where I've placed it. But you can already tell there's a dramatic difference between how it looks when I use it with this brush and this technique versus the light blending brush that I had with the windshield wiper technique. So it's all about your tools and your application. So I'm just dabbing and pressing right where I want it to go. And it's staying put, A, because these are high quality products, and B, because I had that eye primer on. Love, 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 love. All right, now I'm going to go in with our angled shadow sponge brush, and I'm going to get Vindictive, this gold color right here. This yellowy gold. I really like it because it's the opposite side of the color wheel than purple, so I really liked how different it looks. And I'm going to do this on the inner third of my eye. Once again, just pressing. And I like that it's an angled brush because I can get it right in that inner third. Just pressing it right in. And I'm going to go a little under my eye now. Just kind of brighten up that whole tear duct area with the gold. You see that? So pretty. I love doing lighter shades on the inner third of your eye. I just feel like it opens your eye a bit more and really kind of brightens up your look. Now I'm going to flip the angled brush. So it was going this way before. Now I'm going to go that way. so I can get in this corner. Right in there. Look how brilliant that is. Oh my gosh. I cannot wait to photograph this and show you guys. Oh, I love it. I love it. The truth comes out, right? The truth of Mary Larson and of my family. Our crazy Saturday and the messy house that we live in. Sad but true. All right, now let's go in with this dark color, Fearless. Let's be fearless about Fearless. This deep, beautiful, indigo-like purple. Gonna bring that in the outer third of the eye. I'm using our crease brush. It's very densely packed, and I am dabbing it in. Now, this is the color that I'm afraid to put on after I've already put on concealer and liquid foundation. If you are afraid, you could put a tissue right here so that the powder doesn't like leak all over your face, but I'm doing all right so far. I'm doing all right. They do have these tools now that you can like hold under your eye so that eyeshadow doesn't fall off, but I don't really find that this eyeshadow falls off the brush, which is good. So now we have a beautiful kind of sherbet medley. We got some gold, pink, and then this dark purple. And I'm just bringing it up into the crease, but I'm not going all the way into the crease. I'm really kind of keeping it on that outer third, right there, right there. Let's do it on the other side. Now you guys know when you're doing bold colors, bold eyes, I always say you want to go to the edge of crazy and then you can blend it out. When you start off with your transition shade, do it light, but when you do some bold eyes, just push a little more than you think you're comfortable with, and then you can blend it a little bit. Try different things with makeup. I guess that's like my mantra. Step outside your comfort zone, do a different lip. If you don't wear any makeup, try out some mascara. Try out the Epic One Step Mascara. If you do if you do lips already, try to move on to eyes. See what happens, you know? You'll surprise yourself. This eyeshadow never falls on my face. One of the many things I love about it, right, Terry? It just stays put. It stays put. I adore it. So, there we go. You can see how it goes gold, pink, purple. They're not blended. I'm going to go in and do that back with that blending brush. So now I'm going to go up here, up to that crease area, and very lightly, because I don't want that deep purple everywhere. I'm trying to actually move that Victorious color around a bit more. I want the Victorious to continue to be that transition shade. I don't need Fearless all over my eye. I want that lighter shade to do it. And then I'll do little circles right there to kind of even it out. Little circles. But I agree with you, Terry. This makeup just stays put. It's such high quality. So see what I just did just by doing that versus here? Look at that difference. By going back with the blending brush, this is why I'm saying go to the edge of crazy, go to where you're like, oh my god, I look insane, and then blend. Blend a little bit and you're gonna love the result. So pretty. So, so pretty. So now I'm gonna go on and blend this side, focusing on that middle shade, the Victorious, that kind of pinky shade. Little circles, windshield wiper, blending it. And that's another great thing. Our shadows just blend so beautifully. You know, when you want them to blend, when you use the proper tools, they behave just the way they're supposed to. And I'm just focusing right on that deep purple back there. Bringing that Victorious over. Love. Love. Alright, so we're going to do some under eye action. Y'all ready for this? I'm going to take that crease brush again, and I actually mix the Fearless and the Victorious. And now I'm going to go under my eyelashes. You have like this little natural crease right here. See that? I smoke out up to there. And this is something that I recommend for people who have smaller eyes, or for women who are a bit mature and they don't want to do like a really strong eyeliner, like liquid eyeliner and a pencil eyeliner on those lashes. I'm not saying you need to go this dark, but I'm saying if you want to take whatever eyeshadow you're using up top and smoke it below using a crease brush rather than using a pencil eyeliner, it really softens the look a bit more. So I know it's drastic right now because I have pink and purple, but just imagine doing it with more of like a neutral brown, and it creates a really pretty romantic look without any harshness. So I really like to recreate below what is above. So that's why I have the gold mirroring down here. I'm mixing that Fearless and Victorious together to make this smoked out below. Joining it up right back here. Not too shabby. Not too shabby. Now we get to do some eyeliner. Eyeliner's gonna pull it all together. The edge of crazy, as I always say. Perfect black eyeliner. I'm gonna line my water lines. That is the skin in between like your eye and your lashes. I'm gonna line the top and the bottom waterline with this perfect black eyeliner. I love our pencil eyeliners. They're made the same way as our pencil lip liners. Once you put them on, they do not budge. So all you do is you fill this in. So this is called tight lining. I highly recommend that people do the top waterline always. It just makes your lashes look thicker and more voluminous, rather than having mascara lashes, skin, and then eyeball. It's just gonna look like you have like lashes, long, thick, beautiful lashes. So this once again is called tight lining. Tight lining. Beautiful, easy. Sometimes use the gold metallic, then a matte color on the top. Even with the different brushes, I get the metallic mixed when I don't want to. Sometimes I use a gold metallic, then a matte color on the top. Where do you use the gold metallic? Then a matte color on top, even with the different brushes. Yeah, let me know where you're using the gold metallic. Another suggestion is to do the gold metallic last. Yeah, let me know. And are you using eye primer? And are you using just that like push, the push kind of method like I was doing here, where it's just like tab it on and don't move anywhere else? I am going to tight line my lower waterline now. So that's right in here. I don't do this all the time. I do this more for like nighttime looks, but some people tight line day and night. It does make your eyes pop, and if you're going to be doing dramatic colors with your eyeshadows, it makes a real big difference, just because it makes it seamless. On the lid, then above that, the matte. Okay, have you tried doing the matte as a transition color first, and then going in with just the metallic? Let me know if that helps. And are you using eye primer? Because I find when I use the eye primer, it really doesn't budge. Let me double check to make sure I lined those properly. I'm trying to do it just with the iPhone camera, and I shouldn't trust the iPhone camera because it can get a little wonky. Woo! Don't have the eye primer, but I use the face primer. That would be my next suggestion then, Terry, is to get the eye primer. The eye primer is, it's a bit more tacky at first than the face primer. Not tacky in a bad way, but just it holds it on even better. Because you know how our face primer, it feels almost silky, but I feel like the newly reformulated eye primer is more of like a tacky, so it doesn't let it move. I'll try doing the gold. Yeah, try doing the gold last, and then also try the new eye primer. Here we go. So this is new. This is in the Kudos this month. It will be a permanent item as of October. It is our Dip and Draw liquid eyeliner. And with this, you want to shake it. Just like our liquid foundation, you want to shake it up. It's got a beautiful tip to it. Like, I know I have a headband somewhere. Ooh, and this is the other. So see how that? It's just just like that. This also is called Perfect. So our black eyeliners are called Perfect. And I'm going to be doing a cat eye. But first, I want to make sure that the line of my lashes is all black. So I actually just take the wand and push it against my lashes rather than drawing. Even just that, love. I'm like a liquid eyeliner lover. So this makes me so happy that we now have this new liquid eyeliner. Liquid eyeliner is my jam. But I pretty much draw right on top of my lashes just to make the base of my lashes look thicker and fuller. And then I make sure it's a really, really thin line as I get into the inner portion of my eye. Still looks good, but sometimes don't want the metallic. I get it. I totally get it, Terry. Yeah, I bet you. So try the metallic last, and also if you get the new eye primer, I think that will make a big difference. I hope Blake is taking you out tonight with it. Well, yeah, we're going to see the Rhode Island Philharmonic season opener this season for the Philharmonic. It's going to be really exciting. We are auditioning 8 different conductors, and the winner gets to be the new conductor. So yeah, today's the season opener. I'm pretty pumped. So I'm going to do a cat eye now. What I do is I follow the natural shape of where my eye is, and I try to draw it to my eyebrow. Not actually going to go that far. I go to about my crease. So I see the natural line, and I'm using my dip and draw pointing that way. Find the natural line. There we go. Now see how it's just like a stick? What I do is I connect it to make it thick on that outer third of my eye. Like that. See how I just drew almost like a triangle? I connect it. There we go. So the outer portion of your eye is thick with liner. The inner portion of your eye has a thin liner. What this does is it draws attention to your eyes, makes your eyes look big, lets them pop. So hopefully you can see that. But it ends in a tip, follows this natural line of where my lashes would have, my like water line would have gone. And then I connected that to the line and it went thick to thin. I will be posting pictures, so if you can't see it too well, I promise I'll post pictures. Here we go. Let's do this one. So once again, here's my natural water line. Here's my crease. That's what I'm aiming for. And boom. See that? Went up to there. So I have my thin line over my entire lid. I've got this random line now. Now I'm going to connect it to about my iris. And then I blend it, so I make it transition to a little bit thicker. Yeah, so I take the cat eye and I bring that to about my iris, the end of my iris, and I make it a bit thick, and then I thin it out. Purple really brings out the green in your eyes. Isn't the purple fun? The purple is fun. So you can decide if you want to do it more of a swoop or more of like a straight across. Some people take, like they kind of like loop it in, so it's like really thin with a bit of a slope. Or you can just make it more of like a direct triangle. I'm making a more of a triangle. This side's slooping a little bit. Come here. Come here, silly. Now cat eye takes practice, takes patience. If you're really nervous, you can use tape and tape underneath your eyes. And then the other trick is to make sure they're the same length. So it's kind of like when you go to the hairstylist and they like step back and they're like, did I make it the same? Did I? Okay, here we go. Whoop. There we go. I'm liking it. I sometimes, when I do cat eye with shadows underneath, I sometimes take that liquid liner and I draw under my lashes only for like the first fourth of that back part, just to kind of connect the cat eye to those lower lashes. But you don't need to. And if you're doing a cat eye with a neutral eyeshadow look, I would not do that necessarily. All right, it's looking good. Looking good if I do say so myself. Oh, let's go back in with a little bit more Fearless to fix that smoked out bottom. Now that I drew in that line, darken that puppy up. I'm being careful not to touch that liquid black. Going right over it, right on that crease, just to darken that up just a smidge. I'm going to do the same thing with Victorious. Pressing that on. Press. Press. Now, you don't need to do this. I do find with my metallic colors, if I really want them to pop, I add like layers of it. There we go. That's what I'm talking about. Yes. Yes. And I'm going to go in with a bit more of that pop of that Vindictive Gold right here. I'm doing all of this before I put on my mascara. Finish your shadows before you do your mascara, or else you're going to get shadow all over your mascara. Hi, Rebecca. There you go, guys. Looking good. Let's add the mascara, shall we? I'm opening up a new box, finally, of our Epic One Step Mascara. This mascara separates, curls, makes your lashes look nice and long and full. I just love it. I do recommend, if you want to have really dramatic lashes, you're going to a wedding, you're going to a night out, that you use our 3D fiber lashes on top. So I'm going to show you how to do that, because I know a lot of you have our Epic and a lot of you also have the 3D fiber lashes, and I'm going to show you how you can combine them. If you had any fallout from your shadows, you can just take your powder concealer brush and kind of clean it up. Whoop. And once I spray my face with setting spray, these shadows ain't going nowhere. They really won't go anywhere anyway. Just take your wand out, never pump, never scrape, just take it out and trust the wand. At the base of your lashes, wiggle and pull that mascara through. Remember, mascara only has a shelf life of 3 months. So if you are in the market for new mascara, if you got mascara 3 months or more ago, chat with me. Chat with me. I want you to check out Epic. We have an amazing guarantee. If you do not love our products, and I mean love them, love, 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 you get your money back within 2 weeks. If you don't love them within 90 days, you can exchange them for product. Different product. I don't know any other makeup company that's like, yeah, sure, try out our makeup for 3 months. And if you don't love it, you can switch it out. And I love it because as a busy mom myself, I hate when I like buy something and then it doesn't fit or it's not the right shade, and then I've missed this like short-term window to return things. And I also hate when I've purchased makeup in the past from different companies and it's been so wrong for me. It's been so wrong with the shading or just how it feels on my skin, and you can't return it. You're out. You're out that money. So remember this. We have a love it guarantee. Get all your money back if you don't like it within 2 weeks, or get product credit within 90 days. Hey, Meeks. How you doing? I did that today with Epic and 3D Love, right, Terry? So I'm going to show you how to do it if you don't know. I use the Epic on my lower lashes because it does separate so beautifully. It's perfect for lower lashes. And when I do a bold eye like this, I really do like to thicken up those lower lashes and show them off. Bold colors, bold lashes, ladies. That's what I'm talking about. Girl, this is palette 5, Meegs. You could totally rock this with your eyes. Super, super easy. Super easy. It's all about the transition shade. The transition shade, you'll see it in the beginning of my eyes. That's how you get this look done. That's how you get this look done in the cat eye. Okay, I'm going to do a coat of Epic on this eye. Woo. wiggle and pull through. Hi Diana, now make a question. How did your movie screening go last week? I hope well for it. Did. It went super well. Thank you so much for asking. It went super, super well. They've been showing it throughout the country at other theaters. It's a movie called Man in Red Bandana. It's a documentary about a real hero on 9/11. And it's gone very well. Thank you for asking. It's going to be actually available on Netflix pretty soon. So for people who haven't seen it yet, it's going to be streaming. Going to be streaming near you, so don't fret. Yeah, so one of the reasons I really love Epic is it doesn't clump. It's just super, super foolproof. Separates the lashes. Gives extraordinary length and volume. Great for the lower lashes. I haven't had any complaints about people who being sensitive to it. It's been a rock star. Not one person has been like, nah, it's not for me. Everyone loves it. So do yourself a favor and pick yourself up some Epic mascara. Okay. So I did Epic. You could just leave it at that. Look at that. Curled, boom, pow. Amazing. Those of you who also have the 3D fiber lashes and who are like, yeah, how do you use fiber lashes on top of Epic? I'm going to show you. This is how I take things up a notch. This is how I take things for date nights, or if I want like a false eyelash look. I also do this if I'm going somewhere that is going to be like very humid, because I find the 3D fibers to be a bit more water resistant for me. Not waterproof, but just more water resistant. So here's how I do it. I put on Epic, and it is epic. It's amazing. It's hard to see against like the dark eyeshadow that I have on, but I'm promising you, it looks amazing. I'm going to take the transplanting gel. Now, if you just have the 3D fiber lashes, you would just put them on like normal. You would just do the mascara like normal. So, but since I already have Epic on, I'm actually going to just focus on the outer half of my lashes with the transplanting gel. So I'm going over those lashes that already look so darn pretty thanks to Epic. I really like to focus on the outer half of my lashes, especially to kind of give it that romantic, almost cartoon look. You know how cartoon girls like always have those super long lashes on the outside? How the heck did that even become a thing? How did that become like feminine? Really long lashes right here. Well, who was born with those? Boys. Boys were born with them. Here are our 3D fibers. These fibers come on out, and you just place those right where you had that gel. That outer third of your lashes, really focusing on those outer bits right there. You want to know a trick, guys? I close my eyes. I close my eyes when I do this because they're already curled thanks to the Epic. And I just want to get the tips of the lashes with these fibers, right? So for those of you who are nervous about the 3D fibers, just close your eyes because your lashes are going to be so ready for those fibers that they'll stick to them anyway. Boom, baby. Thick, really long lashes. I can't even handle it. Let's do the other eye because we need to let those fibers dry onto that transplanting gel. So now I'm going to do the gel on this side, focusing once again on the outer portion. And just, I'm not going down to the roots of the lashes, okay? Why? Because I don't need it. The Epic already did it. The Epic looks amazing, right? Why I'm doing this gel on the outer part is because I want it to be sticky so those fibers stick to it. There we go. There we go. Almost even just like pressing at times. Going with those fibers. Magical wand. The wand chooses the wizard. These wands chose me. Mascara from minutewithmary.com. Do yourself a favor. Buy yourself a present. Treat yourself. Treat yourself on this Saturday. Say, I'm going to get the Ultimate Lash Trio. What? What does that even mean, Mary? What does it even mean? It's lash serum to help your natural lashes be thicker and look longer. It's Crazy Town, okay? The Epic Mascara, and then these 3D fiber lashes. You're going to be set. Your lashes are going to be crazy come Thanksgiving. Everyone's going to be like, hot diggity damn, girlfriend's beautiful. And you'll be like, yeah, I am. And I have great lashes. Thank you. So if you get the Ultimate Lash Trio, it's a 20% savings. Okay? 20% savings. You use the Epic every day. You use the 3D fiber lashes on your special days. Use the lash serum every night for about 4 weeks. And then once you get the achieved length, the length and volume that you want, you cut back to about 3 nights a week, okay? The lash serum, it's super easy. You put it on the outer half of your eyelashes, on the backs of your lashes. So like you keep your eye closed and you just do the outer half, and you just go to sleep. You go to sleep, and while you sleep, your natural lashes get more and more luscious. Well, I know how. It acts like a conditioner. It acts like a conditioner. It tells your natural lashes, you know what? Don't fall out. Because natural lashes want to fall out every 7 to 10 days. It tells them, don't fall out, guys. There's so much more life to live. And they stay on longer. And as they stay on longer, they become more voluminous. They get thicker and more beautiful. Okay? Ultimate Lash Trio. If you don't want the Ultimate Lash Trio, we have other duos. So you can get 2 of the lash products, whether it's the 2 mascaras, whether it's a mascara and a lash serum. And if you get the duo, you save 10%. Or you can just buy a single product. I don't care. I don't care. I'm just telling you that these mascaras are the bomb.com. And I've never had anything like them. So that, my friends, is the finished eye look. We're going to go in with the most simple lip. The most simple lip. Because this is like a complex eye look. This is a lip bonbon. Lip bonbons hydrate. They have natural oils that like just fix your lips. If you're suffering from allergies like me, or if you're a lip biter like me, just get yourself a lip bonbon. These are pigmented beautifully. We do have a clear color called Vanilla Milkshake. This one is Raspberry Cheesecake. It's kind of just like a little pinky color. And I like it because it's feminine. You don't have to look what you're doing. You don't need a mirror. And it just feels so good. Moisturizes. Done. I'm done. Let's get that setting spray and call it a night, shall we? Setting spray. Add this to your cart. You will thank me. I'm not joking. You're going to have it forever. The shelf life on this one is 12 months, so you're going to have it for a year. You'll probably not need to buy it for a year. Shake it up. Hold it about 10 inches away from your face. Spray with your eyes closed, not scrunched up. Did you see what I did? When you do a good eye look, I want you to take 1 squirt straight over your eyes like you're Cyclops from X-Men. Don't know what I'm talking about? Shame on you, okay? Gotta educate yourself and Marvel. What you do now is you take your hands, kind of dry that off a little bit, and this setting spray is gonna leave you with a matte finish. It is like the top coat to your makeup. It does not feel sticky. It does not feel tacky. Once again, it feels like nothing. Everything I put on myself today leaves me feeling like I have no makeup on whatsoever. The setting spray is going to make this makeup look this good until midnight tonight when I go wash it off. While you get ready to go to the Philharmonic, I'm getting ready for Jamie Fraser, right? Oh my gosh, Jamie will totally notice that you got your makeup on. Maybe I'll keep mine on until I see Jamie as well at midnight. Oh, James. Oh, Jamie. Oh my goodness. He's going to be interesting tonight, right? He's going to be mighty interesting. So what I'm going to do when I go to the Philharmonic is I'm going to take this lip bonbon, and I'm going to take my Mineral Touched pressed powder, that compact I was telling you about earlier. So if I do get a little schwitzy, if I get a little shiny and I want to go to the powder room, I can powder my little spots that get a little shiny, okay? And I can touch up my lip. I'm good to go, guys. Gotta go fix this hair. But this is the look. So I hope you had fun. If you have any questions, shoot me a message. If you like the look, give it some thumbs up, give it some hearts, give it some love. Let me know in the comments. Thank you so much for joining me. Once again, all of these products can be found at minutewithmary.com. If you like these products, if you dig it, if you're like, gosh, I just want it all, join me. Join my team, because it's pretty dang cool to get paid to play with makeup. I'm not gonna lie, it's rocking my socks. All right, have a great day. Bye, guys.